We've got new leaked specifications, validated leaked specifications from credible sources on new video capabilities of the Nikon Z6 Mark III. This video is a perfect example of Murphy's Law, that when something can go wrong, it will go wrong, and at the worst possible time. Only this time it didn't happen here for this channel, for this video, but it did happen to Petapixel. In fact, Chris Nichols and Jordan Drake did get a copy of the Nikon Z6 Mark III, and we know this because of this video, which premieres, guess what, Monday morning, when Nikon announces once the embargo's lifted for the Nikon Z6 Mark III. And all is good. We all know it's a... Take a look at this teaser video. We can see right here that it's about the Nikon Z6 Mark III. And if you haven't completely bought into that, well, just wait till the end of the teaser video and you're going to see it right here. They're saying that it's the Nikon Z6 Mark III. It's going to be announced Monday morning, June the 17th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do have a live stream 1 hour before that covering the announcement with our expert panel talking about the latest and greatest. But here's a mistake that they made. No, they didn't leak the video, thank God. And I consider Jordan Drake a friend. He's helped this channel out many times, but as you're going to see right in the top, in the comment section, this is completely out of the bag at this point. It's circulating the internet. I couldn't contain it if I wanted. I did send Chris a message saying, hey, by the way, you might want to take a look at your keywords because they've let slip some specifications for the Nikon Z6 Mark III. So let's take a look at some of the keywords. Most of them, such as Petapixel, Jordan Drake, and Chris Nichols, are pretty boring and obvious as something you'd expect in a video by Petapixel, by Jordan Drake and Chris Nichols. But one thing I do find interesting is we have two spellings of Chris Nichols, one with double C's and double L's and one with a single L and single C. I don't know if it's some sort of inside joke, but anyhow, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other keywords because, well, I'm just going to look, take a look at the screenshot here. We can see that that Petapixel has leaked two specific specifications, and one of them is concerning video. Remember we talked about the Nikon Z6 Mark III having 4K up to 120 frames per second in that teaser video? It kind of teased showing some slow motion that looked like it was 4K 120. Well, thanks to Petapixel, we now know that the Nikon Z6 Mark III indeed can do 4K, 24, 25, 30, 50, 60, and 100 and 120 frames per second. So that's out of the bag, and that leads a whole lot more credibility to us seeing 6K up to 60 frames per second. And for the Nikon Z6 Mark III, for cameras within this category, the Canon EOS R6 Mark II and the Sony a7 IV, that's huge. You normally have to spend, and we're talking full frame here. I know people are going to say the GH7 can do it and list off a bunch of cameras. Folks, we're talking full frame here. To be able to do full frame 4K 120 normally costs around, well, $4,000. So to have this in the Nikon Z6 Mark III is pretty impressive, even if it doesn't do 6K 60, but I'm willing to bet it does. And the other video specification leaked in this video keywords section, it's going to have Nikon log. No surprises there. Now, they don't mention Apple ProRes, which if I was doing the keywords for this video, I would certainly put that in there. But then again, I'd probably put some other specs in there too. So I'm a little bit kerfuddled here. Did somebody accidentally make a mistake? Are they putting 4K 120 in there because it's kind of in the teaser video? It's kind of one of those secrets that's kind of gotten out and they're just taking a risk and putting it in there. Did they get clearance for this? I'm not sure, but the good news for us is with 1 day away before the announcement, we've got a few more specs. We know that the Nikon Z6 Mark III is going to be much more powerful in terms of video specifications. It's got the competition beat, at least in 4K 4K period. It's pretty impressive, and it's probably going to do 6K oversample. Will it do 6K oversample, 4K all the way up to 120? That we'll have to wait and see. But some of the other keywords, let's take another look here. You can see that they've put some other keywords in there saying the best Nikon camera, and some other things that are kind of hinting at where this camera is going to be used. And, you know, it is obviously a Nikon Z6 Mark III review. It's going to have cinematic footage. It's talking about the best camera for travel, the best mirrorless camera, best beach, or I guess it's going to be shot in Portland. it doesn't really give us anything else. We know this was already going to be about the Nikon Z6 Mark III, so getting 4K 120, that's great. A lot of you thought that was going to be in the camera based on what we saw from the teaser video. Nikon log, come on, we're not really surprised by that one, are we? Will it do Apple ProRes? What about some of the other codecs? H.264, H.265. I'm getting pretty excited by this camera, and you might be wondering why I already have smart pre-order links for the Nikon Z6 Mark III down below in the description, and you might be thinking I've made a similar mistake to, well, Petapixel, and that's not the case. I get a sense from everything we're hearing about this camera, it's going to be one of the best-selling Nikon cameras, at least cameras in this product category, and for that reason, I suspect, like we've seen with many other cameras, that it'll go up for pre-order right after the embargo is lifted Monday morning, and then you'll see shortages and you might have to wait months. And this is to help get you further up in the queue. So what the smart pre-order links will do once the embargo is lifted, because if you put them in your browser, bookmark them and refresh the screen, it's just going to show you a bunch of stuff about the Nikon Z6 Mark II. But once the embargo is lifted, it's going to populate the Nikon Z6 Mark III body alone, any kit packages offered by Nikon, and then it's going to show you kit packages put together by B&H and Adorama, depending on which link you click on. And quite often what we see with these camera retailers is that they will pair up popular cameras with popular lenses, giving you a package discount. Sometimes they'll throw in free memory cards and free card readers, free camera bags, sensor cleaners, and all that sort of stuff. So what this is going to do is show you every single kit package available for the Nikon Z6 Mark III, allowing you to choose which is best for you. And that could save you anywhere from 5 to 15 or even 35 seconds if you're really taking your time to look through these. And what that's going to do is going to get you further into the queue so you can get your camera before anybody else, or at least get it in the first batch. And if you do use these links or any of my affiliate links down below, because there's about 20 to 30 cameras on sale, the Nikon Z6 Mark II, Z7 Mark II, the Z8, they're all on sale anywhere from, what, $400 to $700 off. If you do use those links, then I could make anywhere from 2 to 12% back. But I'm really excited by this live stream. I've got 2 really good guests already scheduled for my guest panel, and we're going to spend the first hour before Nikon's announcement talking about the latest leaked specifications, everything we've received up to this point, who we think the camera's designed for, how well we think this camera's going to perform, what Canon EOS R6 Mark II customers are going to think, what Sony A7 IV customers are going to think, and if you're in the market for a Panasonic S5 Mark II or 2X, would you consider the Nikon Z6 Mark III? Because it sounds like the autofocus has improved as well, and if this camera's firing on all cylinders, I get a sense that Nikon's very proud of this camera, that this is going to be a smash for the segment, and I'm getting all that from, well, they put out a teaser video, and they didn't do that for the Z6 Mark II because it wasn't that big of an update. And they have a 1 week before the actual announcement. 1 week we had, and that's enough time to get people excited, and we're starting to see some more leaks. Don't be surprised if we have more leaks tomorrow. Maybe I could have another video out tomorrow, maybe 2, maybe 3. It really depends on how much information flows ahead of the Monday morning announcement. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great night, or a great day, or a great afternoon, and we'll see you again soon.